1975 Ferrari Dino 308 GT4. This is the first V8 Ferrari car. This started the whole V8 Ferrari lineup. And back in 1976, I had a Detomaso Pantera, which got into an accident. And 11 months later, I got the car back, and it was never the same. So I wanted to replace the car. So there was a dealer on Route 59 in Spring Valley, New York, that had one of these sitting out front in black. 75, exactly like this. Now, a lot of the early, this is an early 75. That's when they started importing them into this country. The early ones were known to have Dino logos on them. This one has a Ferrari logo, which also mine did. Where it'll probably have a Dino logo is probably on the gauges on the dash. It's really a very overlooked Ferrari. Matter of fact, I was at Finale Mondiale up in Daytona in 2016. And out of all the Ferraris that were there wasn't one of these that I could find. It was the only model I didn't see was this. It was designed by Bertone. It was not designed by Pininfarina like most of the Ferraris were at the time. And a lot of people didn't really like the style, but having had a Pantera, this was kind of a natural to go to a car like this. At the time, it was the only Ferrari that was legally imported into the country also. The 365 Berlinetta Boxer, which was in Italy, was not imported into the country because it didn't meet the emissions and safety standards. This bumper had to be put on here so that it could, in fact, pass the standards here in this country. So, to me, it's a beautiful example. I really would like to have one again, just because I had one. It's got the gated shifting, which, is so desirable. Matter of fact, my 360 has the F1 trans, and a lot of people are converting their cars over to the manual transes so that they get the gated shifting. Unfortunately, the car just never got the value that, a lot of the other Ferraris did, so. And some of the newer ones I know had sunroofs in them, but this again is an early example. And again, during this time, it was the only Ferrari that was being imported into the country. So as much as this car didn't become that popular, it was the only car back in 75 that Ferrari was importing into this country. And again, it's the beginning of the 8-cylinder Ferraris. This is the first model. So the last model was the 458, which was the last naturally aspirated 8-cylinder Ferrari. This is the first one. Which is mounted transversely, which is sideways. So I think a really beautiful car, and I would love to bid on this one. Let's go see what we find next.